Just ahead on WRAL-TV 5 News, Durham police on a high-speed chase for a murder suspect shake a community. A Johnston County family waits anxiously to learn the whereabouts of their loved one. Patriotism runs strong in Cumberland County this holiday weekend. We'll have the story. And a psychiatrist in Wilson makes great strides for the children. I'm Charlie Gaddy. Join Pam Saulsby and me next.
The story of a child tells the story of this nation, and Inside Edition is the daily news magazine that shows you the stories of children you won't forget. On the next Inside Edition,
a little boy's big risk to save his friend.
When he got to the side of the pool, he hollered, "Mama, Doriel."
She was pretty much limp laying there.
She was not responding.
Inside the true story of the littlest hero in Texas. Watch the next Inside Edition.
Monday at 5.
Triangle Merchants, here's your chance to provide a positive role model for an at-risk youth in our community. Right now, Partners of Wake County, Durham Companions of Durham County, and Volunteers for Youth of Orange County are collecting merchandise for the WRAL-TV Partnership for Youth auction. Call to find out how your business can get great TV exposure while helping our kids. Join WRAL-TV by donating merchandise now to the 1992 Partnership for Youth auction.
On the next Golden Girls, a birthday surprise for Sophia.
Angela? No, Gina Lola Brigida. You call this old bag a present?
But her sister is no birthday treat.
May your marinara sauce never cling to your pasta.
And the reunion becomes a family feud.
You're a 2-lira tramp with cheap bridgewood. May your moles grow hair thicker than cherry veils.
It's sibling rivalry on the next Golden Girls.
An hour of laughs, weekdays at 4.
This is WRAL-TV 5, Raleigh, Durham, Fayetteville. From North Carolina's news leader, this is the 6 o'clock news with Charlie Gaddy, Pam Saulsby, meteorologist Greg Fishel, and Tom Suter with sports. This is WRAL-TV 5 News.
Good evening. A severe thunderstorm warning is in effect for Moore County until 6:30 tonight, and Greg Fishel will have all the details later in our newscast. Our top story this evening, Durham police make a sweep for 2 suspects linked to several drug-related murders. It ended with a man in the hospital, several smashed cars, and police still are searching for their man. Last night, the suspects led police on a high-speed chase down Fayetteville Street in Durham, knocking down poles and crashing into 2 cars. One suspect was injured. He was charged and taken to Duke Hospital. 2 other people were also arrested in connection with the drug murders. The other suspect in the chase fled on foot. He is still at large. No names have been released at this time.
Before last night's high-speed chase, Durham police made several stops in search of their suspects. And today, one Durham family claims those searches went too far. WRAL's Kurt Autry has the story.
The suspect injured in this car is in the hospital and charged only as John Doe. The other man fled on foot. Police suspect both are drug dealers embroiled in a turf war with the Jamaicans, a war that has already claimed several lives.
But how far do you go to catch a killer? Some people believe the Durham police have gone too far. Last night, the McCall family became convinced of that when this stun grenade came through the front door.
This one definitely looked like some kind of bullet hole or something.
Carlos McCall says he awoke to stun grenades in his apartment. Police presented a search warrant for 2 men, named only as O and Face. Carlos says he doesn't know those people. What he does know, he says, is that police were both verbally and physically abusive.
Then he jumped on my back, put his knee on my back, and said, "Shut up, my." That's how they were talking all the time.
I'm not afraid of the people they call criminals because I don't know them. I walk the streets many times and nobody never bothered me. The ones that have license appear to be criminals to me.
Police were unavailable for comment today, but on the warrant, investigators allege they saw the 2 men they were looking for enter this apartment. The McCalls plan to file a grievance with the city. Kurt Autry, WRAL-TV 5 News, Durham.
WRAL attempted repeatedly to ask Durham officers about the incident at the McCall home. We were told the only officer available to respond had gone for the day.
Holiday traffic claims 2 lives in Johnston County. A car jumped the median of I-95 near Smithfield, slammed into a truck hauling orange juice. 2 of the 4 people in the car were killed instantly. The driver in the truck and the other passengers in the car are being treated for injuries. The victims are identified as James Young of Orlando, Florida, and John Giles of Burton, South Carolina. The search for a Scout executive continues tonight in Johnston County. Cliff Morgan mysteriously disappeared on Monday and hasn't been heard from since. Dwayne Pullman talked with Morgan's wife, who waits and wonders when her husband is coming home.
That's the only thing that we really had planned, you know, a nice relaxing weekend.
Antoinette Morgan and her husband Cliff made plans to spend the 4th of July together. But instead, Antoinette and family members gathered today to try and find Cliff. He hasn't been seen since Monday afternoon.
What do you think happened here?
You go through everything. I've, you know, tried to logic out anything, and there's just no logic to it. Nothing like this has ever, you know, he's not the type to just skip out, and that's why this has caught everybody, you know, so off guard.
Unlike many missing persons cases, this one has police baffled. Cliff Morgan is the head of the Boy Scouts in Harnett County. The job usually takes him on the road, but Antoinette says he would call her every night. She hasn't heard from him since Monday.
It would have to be something very serious for him not to fulfill his, you know, his duties at work, and for him to leave me to worry, you know, he would never do that.
Friends and family search the roads in the area to see if they can find something, anything. But it's a big area they're searching. So far, they've found nothing. Antoinette feels helpless. She can only offer a plea to help find her husband.
You know, if there's anything that anybody knows, because right now we have nothing to go on, to please contact the Johnston Sheriff's Department.
Dwayne Pullman, WRAL-TV 5 News, Johnston County.
Cliff Morgan was last seen driving his station wagon. That car is described as a 1983 Subaru station wagon, light blue. If you have any information, please call the Johnston County Sheriff's Department.
A Durham bar owner will have to get out of the business because he sold liquor to a man who caused a fatal car wreck. James Lindsley, owner of Your Place or Mine, was ordered not to sell alcohol for 2 years. He'll also pay a $500 fine. Last December, one of Lindsley's customers, whose blood alcohol content was twice the legal limit, drove his car head-on into another car, killing himself and the other driver. A Fayetteville man faces life in prison for shooting a teenager. 20-year-old Brandon Fair pleaded guilty to murdering Reginald Mitchell as he approached Fair's car on New Year's Eve 1990. Mitchell died a few days later. Fair was given the life sentence yesterday.
While some North Carolinians prepare for a traditional 4th of July, the town of Faith gets ready for a special holiday. President Bush and the First Lady visit Faith tomorrow. The residents there want it to be a memorable visit for the president, since they've been asking U.S. presidents to visit for 20 years now.
It's a memory they'll never forget, I hope. I hope it's something that they'll never forget, because you don't see things like that around here, you know, from a small rural community.
The visit comes amid some controversy. Some black leaders say Faith has a reputation of racism, and we'll have local reaction to that controversy tonight at 11 o'clock. Wake Forest gets ready for an early start on the 4th of July. The gates are open. The fireworks are set to go off in about 3 hours. Crews were busy getting everything ready this afternoon at the Wake Forest Rollsville High School Stadium. The Embers take the stage in about a half hour. This is the 20th year for that celebration. Organizers say the event has really taken off.
I was here for the very first one we had, the initial one, and it was a 15-minute entire show. And this year it's 3 hours, and it's great. It's really growing.
Organizers expect about 7,000 people to show up for tonight's celebration.
4th of July celebrations get underway in Fayetteville. WRAL reporter Gilbert Bays takes us to Lafayette Memorial Park for the unveiling of a new Vietnam War memorial.
It's long overdue, especially in the Fayetteville area, for the simple reason that your initial troops that went into Vietnam came from Special Forces on Fort Bragg.
Today, they came to remember. They came to pay tribute. They came to honor fallen comrades.
For those of us who fought for it, life has a special flavor the protected will never know.
They come from a variety of backgrounds, united now by painful pages from history.
There are Vietnam veterans in our club, and the whole club is a veteran of one of the wars, or one of the conflicts, a lot of special conflicts.
Vietnam. Heroes and ex-prisoners of war.
They told me the day I was captured that we cannot win this war militarily, boys, but we're going to hold out so long that the American people are going to protest this war and it will be over, called winning the hearts and minds.
Survivors of those killed in captivity.
It was reported on Radio Hanoi on September 26, 1965, that he had been executed.
I know personally from my experience in Vietnam before, there's at least 5 people buried. Just let us have the bodies back. Let's just bring those bodies back home. Let's have a proper burial for them. That's all we ask.
Up to board in 1970.
Memories and feelings symbolized now by the etchings on a granite stone.
Fayetteville cares and Fayetteville remembers its sons that sacrificed themselves for the country, for freedom all around the world.
Gilbert Bays, WRAL-TV 5 News, Fayetteville.
Thousands of Fort Bragg soldiers died in Vietnam between 1957 and 1975.
Get your pencils ready to jot down a few of the 4th of July activity taking place in and around the Triangle. We'll have a listing for you in just a moment.
And a special program in Wilson is helping some youngsters sharpen up this summer. We'll have the story. Stay with us.
So what are you going to train it on?
Oh, I don't know. There's so many vehicles to choose from. Any ideas?
Try your Carolina Ford dealer. They've got 5 of America's top 10 sellers.
And now, during his Ford Summer Leadership Days, you can get $1,000 cash back on the hot Taurus SHO. And remember, Ford Taurus is the only car in its class to offer anti-lock brakes and dual airbags. Just see your Carolina Ford dealer by July 7th.
Ford, huh? Might as well start with the leader.
Exactly.
You almost can't hear all the hammering down the street because Mr. Osborne and Sons are acting like, well, father and sons. In fact, all they've agreed on was going to Lowe's for all the lumber, building supplies, and advice they needed, and Lowe's guaranteed low prices. But someday they'll reminisce about how much fun it was, and how each did all the work by himself. Lowe's, helping add value to the homes on Raymond Street
I'm proud of you.
and your street.
Picture this, flying to Universal Studios, Florida on U.S. Air and staying at the Twin Towers Hotel. Blast off in Back to the Future the ride, face the fury of King Kong and more. Oh, would you believe you can star in this vacation by sending a postcard to WRAL-TV 5. Then watch the new Golden Girls Hour at 4. Starting Monday, if you see your name, call in 5 minutes and you're a winner. Daily winners get cash, and each Friday starting the 17th, win a free vacation to Universal Studios, Florida.
A hot topic among parents in Wake County is the idea of a 12-month school system. School administrators are trying to figure out how to deal with 100,000 students by the end of this decade. Year-round schools is an option. There are many questions about how it would work, what happens to the magnet schools, and how it would affect lifestyles. There's a growing perception that the year-round school idea is a done deal. Associate Superintendent Bill McNeil says that's not so.
There is no impetus on the part of the school board or the school administration to force a single-track, year-round program on the public. Regardless of how it was reported, there is no impetus to do that.
Is that your impression?
I do know that they've been looking at this for over 5 years, and I want to know if they've studied any other options. I want to know what consultants you've had in for other options.
You can hear this entire lively discussion on our station this Sunday morning at 11 o'clock.
Children in Wilson learn the meaning of self-esteem. Not even the start of a holiday weekend kept instructors and students away from a popular summer enrichment program for youth. WRAL reporter Sharon Kester looked in on the program today.
As chairman of the psychology department at Barton College, Dr. Joanne Woodard could spend her summer in a lucrative private practice. Instead, she spends it here with children.
Why should we sit on our hands and just see the problems of drugs and teenage pregnancy and crime and ugliness? Why should we just watch it and complain and point and talk about it when we actually can do something about it?
Woodard started doing something 3 years ago when she founded the Youth Enrichment Program. More than 300 children take part each summer. Another 100 are on a waiting list.
I learned about my old ancestors and by African heritage and stuff like that.
They have found that it is the oldest city in the Nile Valley.
The cultural history lessons are a cornerstone of this program. Today, students are learning that their ancestors were the first farmers around Africa's Nile River. The subject matter is reinforced through reading and writing assignments and on field trips.
The African American people are in a lot of trouble right now, and it's good for us to know our history so that we can learn to become better and, get out of the trouble that we're in right now.
Yes. Law officers visit the school daily to teach drug education. Throughout, Woodard reinforces good social behavior, sometimes refereeing disagreements among her students, always reminding them that they are somebody.
So that ultimately that will inspire them to go on and achieve in school academically and achieve more in life than they had originally believed that they could.
Sharon Kester, WRAL-TV 5 News, Wilson.
They've got a good thing going. There is now a youth community mass choir in Wilson, along with the Performing Arts Division and parent training workshops. Well, parades, performances, and picnics, just a few of the things popping up for Independence Day. We have a few more activities to show you, so get the pencils ready.
Now, we hope but can't guarantee that the weather won't dampen any plans, but we'll talk with Greg about that in just a moment.
WRAL-TV 5 News is closed caption for the hearing impaired. Funding is provided in part by Kaiser Permanente and Centura Bank.
Start your holiday weekend with Entertainment Tonight as we take you around the country for an insider's look at America's greatest amusement park attractions. First stop, Texas, with the huge watering hole that's sure to cool down those hot summer days. Then it's off for Florida. They've got everything from apes to mermaids. Plus, sunny California with a special show starring the Cape Crusader Batman. Catch our firecracker blast only on Entertainment Tonight.
Weeknights at 7.
Imagine the perfect video store. It would have a great selection, right? Right! Over 10,000 videos. 3 evening rentals, so no rush, no hassle. Fast checkout. 24-hour quick drop return. Open late every night. Well, the perfect video store.
Welcome to Blockbuster Video.
Is popping up all over the country. There's one near you.
Blockbuster Video. Wow, what a difference.
It's the 4th of July celebration at Southern States Nissan Subaru Volkswagen. Through Monday only, every Nissan in stock discounted, including Nissan Sentra starting at $67.49. Nissan pickups from $67.49. Every VW we own discounted, like the VW Jetta up to $5,000. All Subarus discounted, like the Legacy up to $5,000. Special Sunday hours 1 till 6. The 4th of July celebration at Southern States Nissan Subaru Volkswagen. Wake Forest Road, Raleigh.
For the children who need a helping hand, North Carolina boys and girls, we should give them all we can. For the children, there's a miracle to share. North Carolina can depend on a partner and a friend. Together we can make a difference. for the children.
You know, I like what Greg's saying about tomorrow's forecast, but right now we've got some serious stuff to
That's
deal
right.
with.
We got to get through tonight. We have a severe thunderstorm warning for Moore County until 6:30, and some of the ingredients that lead to severe thunderstorms are present across central North Carolina right now. About the only thing missing is really strong winds in the upper atmosphere, but it's unstable and it's very, very moist, so we got to be careful. All right, let's go to the weather headlines. Guarantee no rain tomorrow night. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is the only weather center in central North Carolina that makes you weather guarantees. All right, 86 and 71, the highs and lows for today. We're at 82 now. The humidity 74%, pressure steady, south winds at 8. There are the recreational lake levels for you to take a gander at. And a trace of rain at the airport, at least a trace, because it started raining there just before 6 o'clock. These are the temperatures at 6 o'clock. 80 at Asheville, almost 90 degrees at Charlotte, 82 at RDU, 81 at Southern Pines, still in the mid-80s from Fayetteville through Goldsboro and the Rocky Mount Wilson area. All right, let's go to the satellite picture. A lot of interesting things to show you. Remember the big complex of thunderstorms that was roaring out of the Midwest last night? Well, if we put this in motion, watch what's left of it move down across Georgia, and where you see all those highly textured clouds down there, that's all that's left of it, a big line of thunderstorms across southern Georgia. New thunderstorms forming in this axis here. We'll talk more about that in a minute. Here's the regional radar. There's that line of thunderstorms moving on down and south across Georgia. Here's the new activity forming near us. And if we go to the local RDU radar, courtesy of the National Weather Service, you'll be able to see that the heaviest activity moved across Randolph County here. They had reports of trees down and golf ball-sized hail in the southeastern part of that county. It's now dropping southeast into Moore County, and that severe thunderstorm warning may have to be extended beyond 6:30. But this entire area in here is very, very unstable. The combination of high temperatures and high dew points is combining to make the central part of the state the most unstable of the state right now. If you go east or west, the atmosphere becomes more stable. So we're right in the prime target zone right now, and so we'll have to watch out for additional development tonight. All right, there's that big complex of thunderstorms on the infrared satellite view. It goes down here, but new thunderstorm development, there's the one that necessitated the warning for Randolph County and now Moore County, and again through this entire axis, that's where additional development is likely to take place, right along this warm front here. Now this cold front is moving quicker than we thought it would last night, so it looks like it's going to race through here late tonight and tomorrow morning, be down along the coast, so we'll become sunny tomorrow. Temperatures will be in the upper 80s to near 90. No rain in the central part of the state. This little disturbance may give us a thunderstorm by Monday, but by that time everybody's back at work and they don't care anymore. All right, if you're headed down to the beach this weekend, not a bad weekend at all. Some showers and thunderstorms tomorrow morning and maybe a scattered one or two late in the day, but most of the afternoon should be rain-free. 85 to 92, sunny and beautiful on Sunday. Mountains, no rain either Saturday or Sunday. 80 to 85 Saturday, in the 80s on Sunday, and overnight lows down around 60. So it's looking good out there too. All right, showers and thunderstorms likely this evening. Some could be heavy with very heavy downpours and maybe some gusty winds. 74 by 11 o'clock. Showers and storms lingering through the overnight, the low near 70. But then the showers end at wake-up, the temperature of 72, and it becomes glorious during the rest of the day, mostly sunny with a high of 90 and no rain. Tomorrow night, clear and comfortable, the low 62, and then as we look ahead towards Sunday, dry with a high of 88. Another chance of thunderstorms Monday, and some of the latest computer forecasts indicate that by Tuesday and Wednesday, it may get cooler and drier, but we'll take another look at that tomorrow.
What a fine weekend.
I'm happy about it.
Thank you.
I can tell. Thanks, Greg. So that means your cookout's still on.
Well, I do want to mention, y'all left off on your little things here about this July 4th. There's one in Castalia tomorrow. I'm going to be in the parade down there, and I'm going to get down there, and those folks will say, why didn't y'all mention Castalia? I'm mentioning it. I'll be there tomorrow. Well, all over. The men rained out at Wimbledon. Team USA playing tonight, and can the King win at Daytona?
Get ready for summertime festivities at your Great American Cookout headquarters, WinnDixie. Rush in for everyday low prices at U.S. Choice beef. Get a tender, whole boneless New York strip for a low $3.99 a pound. Everybody loves hamburgers made with fresh ground beef from WinnDixie, just 99 cents a pound. Plus chicken breast quarters. They're great for the grill and only 99 cents a pound at WinnDixie.
Don't wait another minute. Time to come and go to Beef Rush.
This time of year, most sales look something like this. But Heilig Myers' Great American Sale is a bit more sensational. This handsome cherry finish droplet desk is on sale for just $138. And get this sports bottle with $800 worth of coupons free just for dropping by. All this plus big savings in every department throughout the store.
We furnish America.
Open all day Saturday.
We're Heilig Myers. Ole, ole, ole.
It's Toyota's hottest sales event.
Toyota's hot.
Your Toyota dealer's July 4th weekend blowout means explosive savings. With up to $1,400 factory to dealer incentives and booming option package savings up to $1,100. Plus $1,000 cash back on 4x4 trucks. $1,000 cash back. Hurry to Toyota's July 4th weekend blowout, because this party ends Monday night.
Toyota.
No matter what you're planning to do this 4th of July weekend, make sure you take along some Hardee's fried chicken. Hardee's beat KFC original recipe in a taste test 63 to 37. And right now, you can get 8 pieces of Hardee's fried chicken plus 4 famous biscuits for $5.99 and get 2 extra pieces free. Be a hero. Get some Hardee's fried chicken. Your family will thank you. Your friends will thank you. And you sure won't hear any complaints from Hardee's. Don't forget, 8 pieces, 4 biscuits, $5.99 and 2 extra pieces free.
Sharing ideas, building on strengths. All at Project Enlightenment. For more, call 856-7774.
Man, what a letdown. All excited today about the men's semifinals at Wimbledon. You know, with McEnroe win, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Guess what? It rains. Boom, the whole semifinal. John McEnroe, Andre Agassi, Pete Sampras, Goran Ivanisevic is washed out. They'll play those tomorrow, hopefully, as well as the women's final between Steffi Graf and Monica Seles. Hey, they're having a good time there, though, huh? All right, it seems like the Tournament of the Americas, that Olympic qualifying basketball tournament, is going on as long as the NBA playoffs. Really, though, it hasn't quite been a week. Seems longer. Tonight, the semifinals, Team USA playing Puerto Rico. Of course, this game should be like the rest of them. The U.S. has averaged a 56-point margin of victory in the 4 previous wins.
Basketball players, I think, perhaps, I'm not sure. I think the level might be up because you now reduce the tournament. Anytime you reduce the tournament to the best teams, then I think you're going to see a little bit better basketball.
He's blowing smoke. Chuck Daly's blowing smoke. Comparative scores, USA beat Argentina by 41. Puerto Rico beat them by 7. Other semifinal tonight, Brazil versus Venezuela. All right, what do you think? Does Richard Petty have a chance tomorrow at Daytona? What a run the King had yesterday in qualifying. Yesterday, on his 55th birthday, Petty had his best qualifying run in years. He takes the outside pole, and Daytona and Petty kind of go hand in hand. The Kings won 10 times there.
It's been a big stepping stone for Richard Petty to get in the limelight for the rest of the races that he's won. So we sort of grew up together, and so far it's been pretty good to us.
Now, the last of Petty's 200 career wins came 8 years ago, July the 4th, the Pepsi 400. If you believe in omens, President Reagan was there in '84. President Bush will be there tomorrow. Well, this area is loaded with a lot of good young swimmers, and one of the good ones swims for the Tar Heel Aqua Racers of Raleigh. His name is Steve Bonak. He's a breaststroker, and he's got the college scouts drooling. TV5's Rick Sullivan has more.
Steve Bonak is 6'5" and still growing. With very little weight training so far, his potential as a breaststroker has barely been tapped. But already his accomplishments are many.
He holds the North Carolina age group state records in the 13-14 boys 100-yard breaststroke, the 200-yard breaststroke, the 13-14 boys 100 and 200-meter breaststroke, and the 15-16 boys 100-meter breaststroke.
This month is a big one for the big guy. He's shooting for the senior national championships, even though he's just turned 17. Bonak is also being personally recruited by schools like Carolina, Michigan, and Texas. Prior to July 1st, coaches had only been able to write letters to him.
Now I'm finally talking to them, and they get to meet me, and I get to meet them. Help me figure out which college I want to go to.
Bonak helped his Tar Heel Aqua Racers team win the state age group championships back in February. But soon the stakes will be getting higher. National level competition is what he wants, and he's confident he's ready to tackle it. Rick Sullivan, WRAL-TV 5 Sports.
All right, baseball. Everything in baseball is under the lights tonight. Now, the world champion Twins right there this year, tied for first with Oakland in the West, and just like last year, the Twins have plenty of weapons.
It's not just Kirby Puckett. Everybody's thinking Kirby Puckett this, Kirby Puckett that. We've got 26 guys or 25 guys in this ball club that have all chipped in there. You know, they're 2 cents worth.
Twins hosting Baltimore tonight. Now, last night, Cardinals and Giants. Donovan Osborne throwing the aspirin tablets for St. Louis, shuts them out. St. Louis beat San Francisco 1-0. In San Diego, Padres and Expos, 2-2 9th inning. Delino to Shields doubles in the game's winning run for Montreal, 3-2. Expos knocks the Pods 4.5 back in the West. Now the rain-plagued Western Open Golf finally gets to the second round. Yesterday's leader was Blaine McAllister, who is still on the course. Look at that for the birdie. Puts him at 8 under. Weather has really set this tournament back.
All right, Tom Banks. If you can't get to the beach this holiday weekend, you can still get fresh seafood. A Beaufort restaurant owner and 2 other investors opened a seafood market yesterday at the Farmers Market in Raleigh. The North Carolina Seafood Market offers fresh fish and shellfish to take out and prepared fried dishes too.
Pam, Bisco, Star, Candor, Troy, and Mount Gilead all have some type of 4th of July commemoration tomorrow.
And I'm sure there's something in Fort Benning, Georgia too. That's it for us tonight.
Good night.
WRAL-TV 5 News puts Sky 5 in the air to give you a better perspective on the news. And sometimes the benefits go far beyond that.
Searchers took to the air today using Sky 5.
Put news leadership to work for you tonight.
And now, with today's editorial, here's Giles Lambertson.
Ye of little faith, have your reward. The president is coming to town.